because he couldn't get a hold of me. It's not like we had mobile phones or you could text or send emails in those days. It was a very remote place. It was a little island surrounded by the eastern part of the country, East Germany. So it was very difficult, and I drove him mad, like I say, because he wanted me just to be normal and have he wanted to have things like children and a mortgage and a house and a car, and all these things that were really important to him were really not important to me, because I didn't really feel that I would be around for that long. And I don't mean that in a kind of sentimental way, just when you're a kid and you've got that condition, you don't really think you're for this earth for very long. So I just wanted to squeeze as much juice and happiness out of it as I possibly could, and I felt this was it. So that's kind of the reason that I was driven there, in my own head at least. But I'd wander around the city making observations and writing about it, and my girlfriend Caroline thought they were all really positive observations, and one day she found one of my notebooks, and I'm going to read you that section. He awoke in the morning and immediately panicked. She wasn't beside him. It was the weekend, no work, no translations, no rushing documents from publishers and lawyers, only the sound of the Oo1 rumbling past the window and Turkish kids playing football in the street before the rain started again. He walked through to the adjoining room and found her sitting at the desk where he worked. "Good morning." "Good morning," she replied, but offered nothing more. "Would you like some coffee?" She nodded, but continued to read pages from his notebook. As he prepared the coffee machine in the kitchen, he could hear her reading his notes aloud. "This is unlike any other city in the world. It has none of the artificial modernity of the German economic miracle. It's a slum, full of rodents and losers, carpetbaggers and artistic no-hopers. It's a cesspool of self-indulgence and badly managed poverty. It's cheap and dirty, and most importantly, on a daily basis, it's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. In other words, a paradise for the lost and alienated, an existential movie set for talentless actors, an upside-down subterranean landscape where the troglodytes live in the filthy open air and the world of citizenry is below deck. When you've entered the western zone of Berlin, you've arrived at the feet of a broken system kept alive by political surgeons who understand the true meaning of the endgame. This is chess with punk pawns and transvestite bishops and drug-dealing knights. Berlin in 1979 is not a place for the physically or mentally healthy. This is the greatest example of a country's rejection of its former body mapping. There was no joy evident, only the sound of nihilism being imbibed as a replacement for fresh oxygen. Nobody comes here for a vision of the future. The future was already dead. The past is a fetish for many, and oh, what a glorious past. He watched her close the notebook from the doorway. She continued to look down at the desk. Eventually, she spoke without looking up at him. "You're like one of those sad Russians after the revolution, stuck here in this terrible city, dreaming of leaving, dreaming of going home, thinking about your mountains, the sea, the people you miss, your friends, and here you are, trapped in the city of gloom. I know you dream of leaving, getting away from me. That's what love does. It enables us to hear each other's dreams. I can hear yours, but can you hear mine?" She got up from the chair and walked to the door and kissed him lightly on the lips. "I'm going back to bed. Come, try and listen to my dreams." He followed and lay beside her, holding her hand as she fell into a deep sleep. He listened, holding his breath as he waited for the sound of her dreams. As he started to hear them, he too fell asleep, into a deep, deep sleep. What was it he heard? Music. Only music. And then something else. But everything was fading away. Thank you.